This video will demonstrate how to enter a transfer action. Transfer actions are needed when a tenant moves out of a unit into another unit within the same program. To start, click on Applicant, Applicant Tenant File, type in the name of the tenant who needs to be transferred, click Find, select the name from the selection results. From this applicant tenant file, click on Actions. This will bring up a list of current and prior accounts for this tenant. Select the current account. From the Action screen, click New Action. We are now shown a list of the available action types for this unit. Select Transfer. You will now need to enter an effective date for this action. The effective date should be the day the tenant is moving into the new unit. The system will automatically move the tenant out of the old unit for the day prior to the effective date. If you have our tenant accounting module and your effective date is for the current accounting month or a future month, the system will automatically prorate the tenant's rent on both their old unit's account ledger and the new unit's account ledger, so that they are only charged for the days that they occupy the unit. It is also important to remember to check the old ledger for any accounts receivable or equity balances. If there are any, you will need to do adjustments to transfer the balances over to the new account ledger. Please see the video on adjustments for further information. Once the appropriate effective date has been entered, you can click Next. This brings up the Unit Lookup screen. Select the program and project for the unit the tenant is transferring into. If you have many vacant units, it may also be helpful to type in all or part of the address in the search text. Click Search to see the list of units matching your selection. Click on the appropriate unit from the list and then click Select. The rest of the transfer action will proceed the same as a recertification. For further details on these sections, please refer to the video on recertifications. After completing the Action Notes screen will pop up. This is a place for you to type notes specific to the action if needed. The action notes are completely optional. Please keep in mind that what you type in the action notes will be seen by the tenant, since they do print on the tenant itemized worksheet. Click Save or Cancel depending if you typed any notes. If your program has any reoccurring non-rent charges, you will now see the Other Charges screen. This will give you a chance to add these additional charges to the account. Click Save or Cancel depending if you added any additional charges. You will now see the Required Deposit screen. This is where you enter the amount of the required security, pet, and/or key deposits, depending on what is required for the program. Please note that the required deposit is not affected by any deposits that the tenant may or may not have been paid, but just what the overall amount will be required for this tenant. How much the tenant has actually paid will be tracked on the tenant's ledger. Click Save or Cancel depending if you entered a required deposit amount. You will now be brought back to the Action screen for the newly created account, and you will see your completed transfer action added to the table. Click on Recert Forms to print paperwork related to this transfer. Please refer to the video on Recert Forms for additional information.